WWE superstars are expected to be in peak physical shape 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Is it fair? Probably not, but pro wrestling is an aesthetics-based industry where, for better or worse, looks mean a great deal. And while the average WWE star is a gym rat with the muscles to show for it, some performers go that extra mile and completely change their bodies. And good on them, I say. It just means more pizza and TV for the rest of us unfit legends. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are 10 unbelievable WWE Physique transformations. Join us. Number 10, Rey Mysterio. Starting his lucha libre journey at just 15 years of age, Rey Mysterio was considered undersized even by Mexican wrestling standards at the time. Things didn't get any easier when Rey went to where the big boys play, but his spectacular offensive arsenal ensured that fans overlooked any lack of height or muscle mass. Mysterio hasn't gotten any taller since he burst onto the American scene in the mid-90s, but he has certainly gotten wider and more ripped. The Masked Man showed up in WWE in 2002 looking decidedly more shredded than he did in the dying days of WCW, but his physique noticeably fluctuated over the course of the next 13 or so years. Age, injuries, and the grind of the road had a lot to do with it, of course, but Mysterio himself has been open about how he neglected his training and diet at a certain point and even resorted to wearing a vest to cover up his torso. Since Rey's comeback, beginning with the 2018 Royal Rumble, he has been in arguably the best shape of his life. Now approaching the big 5-0, Mysterio has a physique to rival those on the roster who are half his age. Number 9, Randy Orton. It was apparent from his early days training in WWE developmental territory, OVW, that third-generation star Randy Orton had all the tools to be a major player. One of those tools was his superior genetics, which ensured the legend killer had a good base of a physique to build on. Orton has been on WWE television for over 2 decades at this point, and fans have seen him grow from a cocky young punk to a wizened veteran. They've also seen him shrink and then grow again and then shrink again, as Randy's body has changed rather frequently during his illustrious career. The Viper has never been in bad shape, obviously, but there have been times where he's been noticeably bulkier and less cut, and times where he's been considerably lighter and more toned. Orton emerged from an 18-month layoff at the 2023 Survivor Series looking thicker and more defined than ever, despite the fact that he's approaching his mid-40s and had just recovered from major back surgery. Good for you, Randy, but I just want to clarify that I too could have popping pecs and an 8-pack if I trained every day and didn't want to have a laugh. Number 8, Braun Strowman. With his height and unique look, Braun Strowman came across as an impressive specimen from the off. And during the early days as a member of the villainous Wyatt family, the monster among men very much looked like some freakish monster who emerged from the backwoods. In the nicest possible way, obviously. Over the years, Braun has made a concerted effort to get in better and better shape, to the point that his physique now is almost unrecognizable when compared with the body he debuted with almost a decade ago. Strowman himself has opened up about his struggle with his mental health, noting that being released by WWE during the pandemic fueled his desire to get his body in the best possible condition. He's clearly stuck to his new diet and workout routine since returning to the company, and in some clips he posts to social media, looks about ready to enter the Mr. Universe competition. Way to control your narrative, Braun. Number 7, Drew McIntyre. Like Strowman, Drew McIntyre was another person who saw his WWE release as a wake-up call. The Chosen One was pegged for big things in the company initially and enjoyed a decent push before losing his way and ending up as a member of the mid-card comedy trio 3-man band. Being future endeavored didn't sit well with Drew, who knew he had a lot more to offer and needed to get his arse in gear. McIntyre's physical transformation began while he was tearing it up on the indie scene as he became more and more focused on getting bigger in the gym. It was this, as well as his great work in the ring, that compelled WWE to re-sign him in 2017. Since then, the man from Ayr, Scotland has not just stayed in shape, but somehow got in even better shape. The beard, hair, and all-round mean demeanor obviously help, but Drew's whole act wouldn't be nearly as effective if he didn't have the muscle mass to back it up. Number 6, AJ Styles. AJ Styles wasn't given the nickname the Phenomenal One because he had the best body in the business. Don't get me wrong, AJ has always looked game ready, and when you look at him, you know he's a professional athlete, but the emphasis with him has always been on what he does between the ropes, not how much he can lift in the weight room. And then, one day, he turned up looking like Bonesaw McGraw. Styles dropped jaws when he resurfaced on SmackDown at the end of 2023 following a 3-month absence, sporting inflated arms and a swollen chest that had me assuming he was going to ditch the springboard forearm finisher in favor of a bear hug. AJ later explained that his new physique was primarily down to diet, lots and lots of meat apparently, as well as making sure each workout lasts for 2 hours, plus a post-workout routine that involves a cold plunge and sauna. The hard work paid off as Styles soon found himself back in the WWE title picture, his renewed motivation landing him high-profile matches with Cody Rhodes. Those same matches demonstrated that any increase in muscle mass hadn't led to a decrease in performance. Number 5, Michael Cole. Yes, the physique transformations within WWE are not just reserved for the bone benders themselves. Michael Cole got in on the act too, though fans wouldn't have known about it if WWE.com hadn't published a piece about it. As the longtime announcer explained, a perfect storm of factors led to him pounding the iron like a demon, such as getting older, his metabolism slowing down, suffering from low energy, and that little nugget of being on TV in front of millions of people every week. Even though he didn't need to don the spandex to do his job, and anyone who saw Cole in that orange singlet was glad for that, the voice of the WWE felt compelled to make some life changes that would improve his look and all-round health. Enlisting a trainer to get the job done, Cole dropped 65 pounds in 11 months and turned what was left sharp enough to grate cheese on. Noting that he felt better pushing 50 than he did as a 21-year-old, Cole completely changed up his diet and exercise routine and reaped the rewards for it. Hey, maybe it's time for him to don the orange singlet once more. On the other hand, let's not do that ever again. Number 4, Gunther. Most wrestlers who get into quote-unquote better shape, aesthetically speaking, are showered with compliments, and rightly so. Poor old Gunther hasn't been so lucky, as some fans preferred the body type he had when he made his name on the international scene as Volta. Many hardcore fans liked that Der Ring General represented something of a throwback to the days of meat and potatoes hosses that were intimidating due to their ability and general aura, and didn't have to look like underwear models to receive a push. But as the man himself pointed out, WWE is a global product watched by more than just the diehards, and to the average fan, his new physique is a marked-up improvement. The thing is, Gunther dropping about 65 pounds and tightening those abs, buys and tries hasn't taken anything away from his work in the ring, which remains first-rate. The Austrian ace credits his slimmed-down figure to a change in diet, since he's always worked hard in the gym. That's why it wouldn't work for me. I've never worked hard in the gym and I just really bloody love a packet of crisps. Number 3, The Big Show. Paul White used to be a lean, mean, top rope drop-kicking machine in his WCW days, his enviable athleticism and uncanny size persuading WWE to swoop in and sign him to a lucrative contract in early 1999. However, not long after joining the Fed, Big Show allowed his weight to grow as his in-ring conditioning noticeably deteriorated. WWE was so frustrated by the 7-footer packing on the pounds that they once sent their expensive investment to Feed a Farm OVW in a bid to get his weight down to a more manageable level. Show's body fluctuated over the course of his 2 spells in WWE, not surprising for an actual giant who found life on the road difficult as it was, but a conversation with John Cena convinced the world's largest athlete to get serious about fitness and nutrition. After Big Match John lit a fire under his backside, Show set about slimming down and getting the abs he deserved. Good for you, big man. Now go and party like it's 2014. You've earned it. Number 2, Edge. The vast majority of WWE fans never expected Edge, who was forced to retire due to serious presumed-to-be career-threatening neck injuries in 2011, to ever return to active competition. When he did as a surprise entrant in the 2020 Royal Rumble, part of the shock was seeing just how ruddy good he looked. The Rated R superstar had clearly never been in bad shape, but the man himself noted that his body had gotten a little soft during the last couple of years of his full-time in-ring career. The numerous major injuries he suffered, as well as life on the road, obviously had something to do with his diminishing physique, but it was a cultural change that really helped him get in the best shape of his life for his big comeback. Edge reached out to friend and former tag partner Rey Mysterio and asked him how he got so buff in his mid-40s. Rey went on to turn his buddy onto a meal prep company that Edge says completely changed the results he saw after working out. Wrestling a lot less frequently also helped the WWE Hall of Famer recover better and keep that rated R bod in tip-top condition. Number 1. Jinder Mahal. On June 11th, 2014, Jinder Mahal was one of several WWE stars, along with 3MB partner Drew McIntyre, to be released from their contracts. While he was away from the spotlight, Jinder found himself neglecting his diet, eating too much junk food, and drinking lots of beer. That's all well and good for your average YouTube presenter, but Jinder had designs on getting back to the big time, so he put down the donuts and completely dedicated himself to improving his physique. 2 years later, he was re-signed by WWE. This was not a coincidence, as the company were clearly keeping an eye on the modern-day Maharaja, who continued to make gains and get ripped thanks to his laser focus and admirable consistency. While many expected Jinder to be a bit-part player in WWE regardless of his new physique, he shocked the world when he beat Randy Orton to become WWE Champion. Hey, you may not have liked his basic matches, but there is no denying Jinder at least looked the part.